I don't know what it is about white people not understanding that people of color, minorities, and African Americans are human and have feelings and are not something that is just walking around on this earth so that you can fetishize. I don't know how many times we have to have this conversation year after year after year about how uncomfortable we are with these disgusting labels and fantasies you put on us. With BBC, with thinking that we're animals, that the ideology that African Americans are just these angry, aggressive, abusive, controlling people. Every time you look at anything sexual in the porn industry, it's always the most atrocious titles. BBC has sex with twink white girl. BBC take control of da-da-da's hole. You look at it when it comes to the judicial system and how a black person literally can't even look at a cop the wrong way without catching a bullet. How a black person can't even mind their own business without being racially profiled and assaulted and abused in some way. And for years and literally centuries, there have been these labels that we are wilding and these animalistic creatures, and the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and the bigger we are, the stronger we are, the more aggressive we are. And quite frankly, it's disgusting. It's absolutely horrendous how you can look at us, normal ass people, that just want to be loved and cared for and seen, and just see us as some type of advanced sex toy. How every day I see it's displayed on how sleeping with a black person is as almost as if it's this like reward that's being unlocked on a video game. I've seen, from being in school and from growing up, white women get so excited to sleep with a black dude and have conversation with their friends and say, I wonder how big it's going to be. I wonder what it's going to look like. I wonder if he's going to throw me against the wall. I wonder if he's going to choke me and love me. And it's like, do you not understand? Like, does that not comprehend to you? Do you not realize if you never went to your white counterparts that you were sleeping with and had the thoughts of, I wonder what it's going to be and how it's going to feel and how big it's going to be and if it's going to be a big black cock? If you don't have these questions or the same fantasies as you do with your white counterparts, then why do you think it's okay to do with African American men? And let's talk about how there are so many white people out there that, one, don't even care about us, but they will involve us in their family issues to make somebody in their family mad because they know somebody in their family is the most racist person they know, and they think if I bring in this African American person and show that I'm sleeping with them, showing that I love them and I care about them, it's going to cause this turmoil between whoever it is they're beefing with in their family, and we do not want to be a part of that. We are not somebody that you can just use and manipulate. And quite frankly, let me be honest with you, just because you sleep with a black person, it does not mean it is going to be the roughest BDSM sex that you will ever experience. It's not going to be the most degrading and nasty and filthy sexual experience. A lot of black men, a lot of black people, a lot of POCs and minorities do not like, just like white people, just like counterparts that you have, do not like rough sex, do not like slapping their partners and getting rough with them and throwing them against the walls and abusing them. That's not a turn on for everyone. And you have to realize rough sex and BDSM isn't for just one race. It's for everyone. Anyone can get into it. Anyone can practice it. But for some dumb reason, a lot of white women that I've met growing up, they think that for some reason when they sleep with a black guy, it's automatically going to be this rough animalistic sex that they experienced in their entire life, and it's not that. And it's just so disgusting that we are in the year we in and you still don't get it. White people, you fetishizing us, manipulating and using and taking advantage of us, and walking around with this ideology that every black person you see has this tree trunk in between their legs, and if you get a hold of it, they're going to just abuse and seduce you in the worst possible way. You putting that label on African Americans, POCs, and minorities is the same reason why we have these targets on our backs. It's the same reason why throughout history, so many innocent black people have been incarcerated and killed. It's the same reason Emmett Till was murdered for doing absolutely nothing. For Central Park 5 for being arrested and locked up for many years for doing absolutely nothing. This mindset that someone's melanin, somebody's skin is associated with them being aggressive, being a thug, being a killer is the same reason we die every single day and is murdered. Because when you look at us, you do not see a human. You do not see somebody that has a family and that cares and that it's just normal. But you see somebody that wants to take advantage of you and that can hurt you at any moment. And that when it comes to being in the bed, you want this person to absolutely, quote unquote, destroy your insides. And you fantasize off of that. And you fantasize off of that anger and that negative connotation that's put onto us every single day. And for the same reason why it's so hard for a lot of African Americans to even think about having a relationship with a white person. Sometimes even being friends with a white person because of that fear of, are you seeing me for who I am, or are you seeing me as some type of fantasy, as some type of fetish? Do you see me and like me because of the person I portray to you, or is it deeper than that? And a lot of people want to walk this earth today and say, no one thinks that way anymore. It's not like that. Who are you even hanging out with? But it's true. You would think after centuries of having this fetishization of African Americans going around that eventually will die out. Eventually we would become human in some type of way. But no, white people are just getting way better at hiding it and waiting to the worst opportunities to show that this relationship that you thought you built with somebody isn't genuine, but it was more of just a fantasy for them to get off on. These people wait until the worst possible moments when you think that it could be different to show that no, they're just another one to use you, another person to take advantage of you. And so a lot of us run cold. A lot of us feel small because you look at the appendages that are attached to us, to the skin that is attached to us, and immediately think we are these rough, thug ass people. And we aren't. So this, especially within the porn industry, with these titles, with these clips, with these videos that are making millions and millions of views off of the fantasization of a black man raping a white woman, or the fantasization of a black man taking advantage of a young girl, it needs to stop. The fantasization of every black person is dangerous and walking around a thug, and how the government is looking at us and we're getting these absurd sentencings, these absurd crimes put on us, and beatings and abuse. The fetishization of minorities needs to stop, because it's another reason why this big ass target hangs on our back, because it gets to a point where you can only see us as one way, and that's as dangerous. You can't see us for who we are. And if you actually took the time to talk to us and to listen and try to befriend us, and not for ill intent, but to genuinely want to understand and be in our lives, you would see that we are not these animals that y'all have made us out to be for the past 600 centuries. We are not these products you can use. We are not livestock you could just play around with and to disregard. We are human beings. Human beings. Do you understand that we are human beings that have heart and soul and love and care and smarts? But a lot of y'all can only just see us for one thing. And it's the worst thing possible. And that is as aggressive, abusive, loud, primal. This fetishization has to stop. It's happening in way too many different communities, companies, situations, scenarios. It's getting to a point where it's scary. It's scary to get to a point where you're looking at white people and you're starting to wonder why are they even talking to you? Why are you even trying to communicate with me, start a friendship with me, even acknowledge me? It's getting scary to the point where I shouldn't have to look at you and have to wonder what's your ulterior motive. Befriend me because I'm a good person, because you like who I am. But don't befriend me because you have this ideology that you will get to one day see what's in my pants, or I will fulfill this disgusting image that you've built in your head over the years.